historically, like we talked about last year with the 5 families, and if you guys read the book, you guys go through everything. There we talked about the 5 families and what they were. We talked about place names to family names. So in the Sengoku period, there was family names: Momochi, Fujibayashi, Hattori, and it was the Hattori-ryu versus Tokugawa or whatever, right? Tokugawa unifies Japan. No family can take over anymore, so families align themselves, right? All these families gather, and usually they're place names, like Kogaru. Kogaru is all the families of Koga bond together to make a larger force. Well, even when you do that, as family traditions goes on, this goes without being said, everyone knows this, families align with other families. So when we say the Tomoru, Door of the Fierce, that is from 5 schools. The guy that put it together, right, Nakashima, he was the 17th of Tomo Banru. But he had 4 other schools. So he added those 4 schools, and that's where you get Door of the Fierce. But yeah, so I think that's kind of an important part to understand of how lots of these schools, like Toda Ninjutsu, Toda-Ru Ninjutsu becomes Togakushi or Togakure. Because it has to change. It has to add and be added to develop where it is today. There are people who believe ninjutsu does not go past 1868, and they only practice from Sengoku Jidai, right? Okay, that's fine, and there's no argument, it just is what it is. But I just don't think that any amount of teaching isn't adapted and changed. I mean, even in World War II, Fujita Seiko taught ninjutsu in the Nakano school. That's like 1940s. So so you can't sit there and say ninjutsu was never adapted and never existed past 1868, when in fact Fujita Seiko taught it at the Nakano school. I mean, how do you argue 1868's done when 1940s World War II Fujita Seiko's teaching it in Nakano school? Obviously, it's not the same skills. He's not teaching Mizugumo to the Nakano school, but he's teaching ninjutsu tactics. So there's a perfect example of how ninjutsu has changed and has adapted and is a